As soon as I heard that the husband had a week off, I knew it was over for him.
Yeah.
I'm just like, whatever this debate is, you've lost. Hello and welcome back to the Nuanced AF Pod. I'm Juan.
I'm Lex.
And we are two highly empathetic people that are always trying to find the nuance in everything because everything is nuanced AF. Lex, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing very good. We made it to episode 30.
Oh, that's crazy. 30.
We're turning 30. The show is 30.
We're already 30.
Well, yeah, we're that ship has long sailed for us. We are definitely in our 30s now.
Yes.
I can't even believe I'm 30, but like I just turned 31.
I know, yeah. I low-key at this point forget how old I am, and I forget how old you are. Like, I'm just like, it matters, but like, I forget. Like, sometimes I'll say I'm 33, even though I'm like, wait, I'm actually 32.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes I'll say I'm older than I am because I'm like turning that age, but I'm not actually that age yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know people say like between the ages of like 25 to 30, like you start sometimes forget your age because you're like, I know I'm not 30 yet, but I'm somewhere, but I'm not 25. I'm somewhere in the middle.
I definitely felt that when I was like 26, 27,
Yeah.
28, like 29, you were kind of like, oh, this is my last year is like in my 20s.
Yeah. But yeah, we made it to episode 30.
Crazy.
And we've also made it to Pride Month.
Yes.
Happy Pride
Happy
to
Pride.
the guys, gals, and non-binary pals.
Yeah. Everybody.
Everybody. Love is love. And yeah, happy Pride Month.
Yeah. Happy Pride.
Got my ally shirt on.
Yeah.
Thank you, Target. Although I noticed Target did not have a Pride section out.
Yeah.
You informed me that they have online stuff, but
they have Pride the Pride stuff online, but
not in stores.
at least not in the ones that we went to. So.
Oh, okay. Maybe in some other ones.
Maybe, I don't know.
Who knows?
I'm not sure.
But yeah. So speaking of Pride Month, you know me. I like to theme all our "Am I the Assholes?" with, what's going on currently or whatever we do in the intro. And so I got something that probably is, I'll say the title. You could probably guess exactly what's happening.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for saying Happy Pride Month to someone?
Okay.
I was at a friend's high school graduation party that was coincidentally on June 1st. I sat outside throwing a football with some of my friends when a guy I was mildly acquainted with walks by. The group starts talking about him possibly being gay, so I assumed that it would be a nice gesture to say Happy Pride Month to him. I go up to him and say, "Hi, Happy Pride Month," thinking nothing of it and go inside to get a bottle of water. When I come back outside and go back to playing with them, he runs up to me, tries to sucker punch me.
Oof.
Luckily, he misses. He throws more punches, some of which hit, while screaming that he wasn't a F-slur, and I was mentally ill for thinking so, which wasn't helped by the profuse laughter of my friends. The weirdest part was that even if he was straight, which I'm guessing he is, why would he get so mad at me over saying that? So Reddit, am I the asshole for assuming that he was gay and saying Happy Pride Month to him?
I would say if you didn't know definitively, it's kind of odd to say that to someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, like without knowing absolute positive. Like if you knew this person was like your friend.
Yeah.
That's different. But
Yeah.
you don't really know this person, so it's like
Mildly acquainted is the term they use.
yeah, mildly acquainted is not
So.
well enough to be like Happy Pride Month.
Yeah.
Like I think that should anybody get offended by that? Ideally, no.
Ideally, in
but
an ideal world.
that doesn't mean that people won't.
Right.
Because that could go one of two ways. That person is closeted, and then they feel insecure about the fact that other people might be able to clock them, or they might feel, or they might be straight and they might just genuinely feel oh, that's not good. So
Yeah.
and then they're just pissed off about it. People get pissed off for a variety of reasons anyway, but yeah, I wouldn't have generally no. I would say that saying Happy Pride to someone isn't a bad thing, but if you don't know them well enough, then,
This was labeled as everyone sucks here.
Yeah,
so.
I would say everybody. Yeah, everybody made bad calls. because like just like the hearsay and the rumor of it, like maybe your friends are right, but that doesn't mean that you should go up to them and be like, "Happy Pride."
Yeah, they might
like,
not be out.
Like, yeah, they might. Yeah, what if you just outed them?
Yeah.
Like, that's not good either. Yeah, I would not have done that personally, but
Yeah, because like you said, in an ideal world, like this isn't something someone should get offended by. But
yeah, but we don't live in an
we
ideal
don't
world.
live in an ideal world, so
you have to kind of think about those nuances.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully we do move into a world where, like, coming out is, probably still a thing, but probably not as like a nerve-wracking, anxiety-inducing like thing, and it's just
Yeah. We live in
it's an exciting thing, hopefully.
Yeah. We live in such a weird time period right now because it's like things are definitely different from when I was growing up, and like how people framed like coming out and stuff like was very different than like it is now. Like I see some of the people I work with and they just come out rather freely.
Yeah.
Like not even like worrying about like really even what other people think, let alone like safety and stuff. So I think that that's obviously situational and kind of depends on like where you live.
Yeah.
But like to see some people come out with like a level of abandon that like I didn't see growing up, it is kind of like that's nice because that means progress. But then like there's a lot of like things getting rolled back on like everything like trans rights, like queer rights, like there's a lot of talk of like rolling back gay marriage, things like that. Like, so I don't know. It's just weird. It's just a weird time we're living in. Like,
yeah,
I don't know
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice that like people are trying to normalize it and trying to like be fearless about it. That is the world we strive for. It's just not the world we have yet, and I do think safety is absolutely a valid concern.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. Don't accidentally out someone.
Yeah, like especially if like they're not ready, like for safety reasons, but also just because like psychologically, like being outed's not fun. Like,
yeah,
nobody wants to like have like something they consider a secret just like plastered.
Yeah, that's not cool.
No, not cool at all.
So, yeah, happy Pride Month, everyone.
Happy Pride. I hope everyone has a happy Pride. I hope nothing more tragic happens.
Yeah. All right, cool. Let's move on to TikTok. Finally got the list updated.
Yeah, this is quite longer than last
It's a healthy looking list now.
Yeah, this is quite longer. It was looking a little short before. What's the
mm-hmm.
groceries debate?
Ooh.
Oh, what did I just open up?
Okay, tell me who's wrong in this situation. It's this married couple. They both work full-time. However, the husband is off for a week and he is at home. The wife calls him at home and says, "Hey, babe, if you run to the grocery store and get these ingredients for your favorite meal tonight, I will cook it as soon as I get off of work later on." He says, "Sure," hangs up the phone, goes on about his day. 7 hours rolls by. The wife comes home, opens the fridge to start to prepare her husband's meal, and realizes that there's no groceries in the fridge. She turns to her husband and says, "Well, what happened? I thought you were going to the grocery store so that way I can cook you dinner when I got home from work." And he said, "Well, I was, but I just decided I wanted to wait for you to come home so we can go together." She looks at him and says, "Well, why didn't you communicate that to me when I was at work, when I first asked you to go to the grocery store?" And he says, "It's not that big of a deal. We can just go together. We're going to cook anyways." She's frustrated because she's had a long day at work and just wants to cook and relax. And he thinks she's making a big deal out of the situation and could just go to the grocery store with him and they can do it together. Who's wrong?
I would say that, like, I don't think that the woman's wrong for being upset. I definitely don't think that, like, her husband, like, his fault was like not communicating properly. Like if he wanted to do it together, he should have said so, or like made her aware. Like if it wasn't in the message or like the phone conversation they had, he should have like texted her or something. Also, like another avenue here is he could have had it delivered. So it's like you could have done like Instacart or something, or like DoorDash. So it's like if he really didn't want to go himself, he could have had someone else do it, and that would have been also a viable option. I'm more on the wife's side here.
As soon as I heard that the husband had a week off, I knew it was over for him.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
whatever this debate is, you've lost.
I was like, why?
Okay, I'll say this. As much as I love grocery shopping with you, we love to grocery shop together. If you ask me to pick something up, even like, on days where I'm working and whatnot, I will make time to do it. Unless I genuinely forgot to, because I know like that means like you can't do it yourself.
Yeah.
So
it's like, or it's like not convenient.
Yeah,
or
it's not
yourself.
convenient.
Yeah.
So I will like make time to do it, especially if it's like I know I'm gonna get my favorite meal out of it.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
she puts it. And even then, like I think you're right. This poster is right that you should have communicated that.
Yeah, that's why wasn't that addressed? Like, I deal with that. Like, if that was something he wanted,
Yeah.
if they wanted him to go together, like, that's fine, but you just gotta say that.
Yeah.
And, like, also maybe she would have been like, hey, like, I want this to be done by a certain time.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, you still have to go to the store. You have to pick out all the things. Like, that takes time. Like, and then you have to go home, and then you have to, unpack it. You have to cook everything. Like, that takes even more time. Like, where he could have just had all the ingredients.
Yeah, he could have had it ready. And that's just one less thing she has to worry about.
Yeah.
And even though, like, going grocery shopping together is nice, sometimes you want to save on that time and
especially
not
after work. Like, yeah, like
not have that barrier there. It's just one more thing to do.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I would have been like, we can go shopping, but like now I don't know if I want to cook. Like at that point, like,
because that's just more time you have to spend now, and it's like,
and it's less time to like actually relax, like after work.
Yeah.
Especially if there's any prep involved, like.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, like if you have to chop anything, if you have to cut up anything, like that's also time. I feel like a compromise here would be like he has to now help with like the cooking.
Yes.
Because like
that's good.
You now have to make up some of the time that was, lost in the getting of the groceries and the prepping of the groceries. Yeah.
At the very least, pay for them.
Yeah, for real. Like if it's not.
Because he was going to anyway.
Yeah. True. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Like that's not even bare minimum.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he should.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought this was a good one since you do most of the cooking.
Oh yeah, and the shopping and all the things.
Thank you, my love.
You're welcome. That is.
And if you ever need me to pick something up for you, I will.
That's.
I won't just wait for you to come home and be like, let's go together.
Let's go together. No, if I'm asking you to get me anything, it's definitely because like I either won't be able to make it before or after work, or like it's something I forgot and I'm like, oh, I really need this for this specific thing. Like I literally cannot make the thing without this thing.
Yeah.
Usually I'm pretty good about that, but then there are some times where I'm like, oh, I just completely forgot it.
Yeah.
Or like I thought I got it and then I didn't. Yeah. Definitely appreciate you not doing that.
You're welcome. And I promise I won't. So.
Thank you.
All right. Go ahead and choose another one.
Another one. Yeah, for you. What is this one?
Yeah.
Why am I picking all the hot take
for
ones?
you.
I've started saying, yeah, for you, when somebody tries to push their limiting belief on me, because for some odd reason it's socially acceptable to give somebody a limiting belief, but it's not socially acceptable to give it back. For example, if I'm openly talking about something that I want to manifest or bring into my life, and someone says, oh, that's unrealistic, I say, yeah, for you, and they don't like it. Why is that? I feel like I'm just holding up a mirror to them and giving their limiting belief back. I'm just
People
saying,
don't like that.
I do not subscribe.
Yeah.
But here you go, I'll give that back to you. And they don't like it. Why do we feel so comfortable pushing our limiting beliefs on others, but when they try to give it back to us, we're offended? Yeah, for you. That's too heavy. Yeah, for you. That's too expensive. Yeah, for you. That timeline's unrealistic. Yeah, for you. Why don't you like that?
Because uncomfy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's whole
For them.
That's whole yeah for them. Yeah, that's the whole reason. It's like, and also, I do think that this kind of brings up to like a lack of like just being happy for other people, you know,
Yeah.
like just being like, because even if you don't agree with something that somebody's doing, or even if like you don't necessarily think it's like super realistic or possible, like yeah, it could just be like for you as a person, not necessarily for them. So like just be happy for them, like be like, oh, that's really cool, or that's super interesting, or like tell me more, like I don't know, like I always try to be a little bit more like unless somebody was literally like, I am going to learn how to fly and I'm going to jump off a building and I will fly. I'm going to be like, I don't know about that. like I might be a little bit like,
Alrighty, we are back. Camera has cooled down. We moved to a spot that's a little bit shadier. So we were talking about the for you TikTok. I think that also stems from an empathetic standpoint where like people don't consider other people and like what their capabilities are, what their struggles are, because like everyone's threshold for like difficulty, and I guess like this is kind of like arguing the same sentiment, just looking at the other side of it. What's hard for someone may not be hard for someone else. And what's easy for someone might not be easy for someone else.
Yeah, that's definitely true. It's like, and it's not a one-to-one, like not everybody has the exact same like levels, like you were saying. I feel like you see that a lot with like mental health and like chronic illness, where it's like just because one person is able to do it doesn't make it as easy for another person. Yeah.
I mean, someone might be able to understand organic chemistry like it's nothing, but I know I'm not one of those people.
Honestly. Yeah, it's like that's just the thing. Like everyone has different capabilities. I think it's like good to encourage, like to like, hey, like if you want to try those things or go for those things, like you should be able to, and you should be able to try. But also like that there is some level of like, you might be pushing yourself too far. Like you don't want to like hurt yourself, or like whether it's like your physical health or your mental health.
Yeah.
I feel like when you're, especially in this particular circumstance, when someone is saying like, oh, they're trying to like manifest like, whatever they're doing, or they're trying to just like, be positive about like stuff that's going on. As long as it's not like a wild situation, like I think you should be able to just be like, yeah, like, oh, that's cool. Like, I'm happy for you. Like, like, good for you. Like, just be happy for them. Like, encourage them. Don't like be like, oh, that's too hard. You shouldn't try. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
it may be too hard for you.
Yeah, for you. Like, I think that it just like, it doesn't take a lot to just be like, oh wow, that's cool. Like, like just.
Yeah, this reminds me of like my situation where like, obviously I kind of fought to do something like in the creative field, whereas like my parents maybe have kind of traditionally wanted me to go in something in like the medical field. And I was adamant. I'm just like, I know you think like this might be hard, but like you get to choose your hard. And
yeah, I think that's a big thing too, that people choose their hard. It's like you're allowed to be like, okay, like if this doesn't work out, or if this doesn't pan out or whatever, like is it still worth it at the end of the day? If the answer is yes, then it's still worth going for.
It might not be worth it for you.
Yeah, like someone else might not think it's worth it, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's not worth it to another person.
Yeah,
I feel like a lot of people who are like in any kind of like artistic realm kind of understand that pretty well.
Yeah.
It's like, just because it doesn't work for you, or it's not the life that you would envision for yourself, doesn't mean it's not okay for another person.
Yeah, like you said, like people in artistic field, creative fields sort of like understand that when you're signing up, and I'm not sure I was extended that same understanding in the sense that like I understood it, but like I don't know if my parents understood that I understood it.
Yeah. And like I get it. Like parents like don't want to see your kids struggle. Like I definitely understand like where they're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like your parents being like like being immigrants. Like I think that has a lot to do with it, but I don't know, like I do think that you do have to come to a point, like at a certain point, like as a parent, to be like, it is your life and you get to, make your own choices, even though as a parent, like you might not agree or you wouldn't have made the same decisions yourself. Like that doesn't make these decisions necessarily wrong. It just means that they're different.
Yeah. Like I understand there's a time and place where you have to be a parent.
Mm-hmm.
I also think there's a time and place where, if your kid's telling you that there's something important to them,
Mm-hmm.
it's in your best interest to listen to them.
Yeah. And if like they haven't altered course like much at all, I feel like that's a key sign right there to be like, oh, like this hasn't changed. Like a lot of people like to say like, oh, things are like phases or, you'll get over it or whatever. But I feel like when people say that, like, A, it's dismissive, but B, it's also not taking into consideration that maybe this won't change. Like that this is a thing that is just going to continue,
Yeah.
and be something that you want to do. That definitely ties in with like pride too, because it's like I feel like a lot of people have heard that. A lot of queer people, I myself have heard that, like, oh, it's a phase, oh, it'll change. It's like the only thing that changed about my queerness is the fact that I expanded my queerness, my queer understanding of myself. Like that is the only thing that has gotten, like, I haven't gotten over anything. I just am. Like, it's just, instead of thinking I was a lesbian, like I just came out as, I came out as pansexual. So it's like, that is like, and people were like, oh, it's a phase. But instead of viewing it like as a phase, it could have just been like, oh, you're understanding more about yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a nicer way to put it. That's a validating way to put it. And
yeah. Which nobody except like maybe my other queer friends have said that to me.
Said what?
Said like, oh, like you're just understanding more about yourself.
Oh,
like in that way.
Yeah.
So I think that like queer people understand that, for sure. But I feel like not always, like it's not always, as easy. And same with like you and like being like a creative person. Like your parents are probably just like, oh, you'll get over it eventually. Like you'll get over the creative, you wanting to be like a creative person, or like they're like practicality will set in soon. Like something like that.
This is nice and all, but let's get serious. And it's just like,
yeah,
I am serious.
Yeah, it's like just not serious about the things that they want you to be potentially serious about.
Yeah.
But yeah, same kind of, same but different, right? It's like, yeah, we keep saying that a lot lately.
Same but different.
But different. But yeah, it's true. Like it's like a similar problem with like a different like setup, right? And like a different ending potentially. But I feel like ultimately it's very much like the core of it is just like, oh, you are a person that does something a little bit different. Like other people sometimes look down on that.
Yeah.
Or look down on you, whether it's like as a person or as like, your job or what you choose, how you choose to spend your time. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this all just goes back to validating people.
Oh yeah.
Like unless 100%. They're gonna hurt themselves or others, like.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I mean, I don't know. Just be happy for people, like you said.
Just be kind.
Yeah, like be kind.
But I think some people also, projection is a big thing in this. It's like, oh, I didn't do that, so therefore you shouldn't be able to do it.
Yep.
Which is like,
or I wasn't allowed to do it, therefore you shouldn't be allowed to do it.
Which I think that's so destructive. So destructive. It's like, dude, just because you weren't able to do it, it's like you should be happy that other people, like, because I could sit here and be like as a queer person, and like not even as a queer person that particularly went through like a crazy amount of stuff. Like I've heard like crazier stories than I've ever experienced, but I think that even so, like, it wasn't always like super easy, like, to when I came out in like the was like what 2010s, I guess. Yeah, 2010s. Like, it still wasn't like it was a thing that people were doing, obviously, and people have been coming out for like decades, but it still wasn't like a widely accepted thing. Like, I could sit here as a queer person and be like, oh, I'm so mad that the younger generation can come out and it's easier for them. I could be like super mad about it, but I'm like, no, that's fucking good. Like, I'm happy for you, bro. Like, I'm glad it's not as easy. I'm glad it is easy. I'm glad that like they can come out and be like, oh, this is like, I feel happy and like, you know, proud of myself that I did this, and it didn't have to be like this whole super anxiety induced thing. Like, a lot of people, like younger people now, I just see being like, oh yeah, like it's not a big deal, and I like that. I like that it's for some areas anyway. It's like, because I'm sure it's not like that everywhere, but it's just like, it's nice to see. Like, I'm happy that like my coworker can come out to me and it can be fine. Like, and it not be like, oh, it's weird. Like, make
or it's super hush hush.
Yeah, or super hush hush. Yeah, like, because that's a lot of how I felt. Like, that is, yeah, and I'm sure that's a lot of how a lot of queer people felt. Like, just,
I'm sure people still feel that way in certain areas.
oh yeah, we're 100% is area dependent, like country dependent even, but it's like, yeah, it's like, obviously we're like not a monolith and we all think differently, but it's just like, again, you could get all pissed off about it, but it's like, why? It takes so much energy. Like, just be happy for other people. You know, like, I don't understand. I just don't work that way. I don't see someone like sharing a part of themselves, whether it be like a creative thing or like, you know, coming out or whatever, and then be like, you know, I'm gonna shit all over that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not, I just don't understand it. I've never understood.
Yeah, some people are cycle breakers and some people are cycle continuers.
Yeah, like, and I know that they are unable to like not think that way to a certain point. Like, I think that, you know, it does come to a point where it's like, you just haven't been, you know, you haven't even thought it through enough, or like haven't sat with your feelings enough to like really understand.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It gets to a point where like, dude, come on. Like,
yeah. I don't know, folks. Just, it boils down to like, you know, try to be happy for others. Try to understand where other people are coming from. Try to be empathetic.
Yeah. Compassionate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it all boils down to. Someone else's hard is maybe not hard for you, but then vice versa. What's hard for you might not be hard for someone else. And just understand we're all doing our best. We're all trying to navigate this crazy world.
Exactly.
All right. Let's do one more.
One more. Okay. Well, this is on brand maybe a little bit. Toxic empathy. What's that one? I'm just opening up all the cans of worms today.
So there's something I've been calling toxic empathy, and I think a lot of people are stuck in it without realizing. So it's when someone cares so much that they stop holding other people accountable. They give endless grace, endless understanding, and endless benefit of the doubt. And on the surface, this looks kind, but functionally, it's destructive, because empathy without boundaries turns into permission. And a lot of people confuse understanding with excusing, and they'll say things like, oh, well, given their trauma, or they didn't mean it, they're doing the best they can. Maybe, but intent does not erase impact, and explanations doesn't cancel patterns, right? So most toxic empathy isn't actually about the other person, it's more so about avoiding discomfort. So holding someone accountable risks conflict, and it risks being seen as cold, harsh, or unkind. So instead of saying this behavior is not okay, people will hide behind compassion. So this is just conflict avoidance, it's not empathy, right? Now there's also an identity piece here. Some people build their entire self-image around being the understanding one. So the moment they draw a boundary, it feels like they're betraying who they are. Okay, But pay attention, listen up here. Trauma explains behavior. It does not excuse repeated behavior, okay? So when empathy turns trauma into a lifetime exemption from growth, it's basically saying, I don't believe you're capable of doing better, okay? And this is not empowering, it's patronizing, right? And it makes things worse. So when there are no consequences, there's no learning. When there are no boundaries, patterns repeat. And when bad behavior is met with endless understanding, it gets reinforced. So healthy empathy does not remove standards, it supports them. Okay, it sounds like, I understand why this is hard for you, and this still can't continue. Meanwhile, toxic empathy sounds like, I understand why this is hard for you, so nothing has to change. So one respects reality and their feelings, and the other will sacrifice reality to protect their feelings. Okay? Now, if your empathy requires you to abandon your own boundaries, ignore patterns, or tolerate harm, it is no longer kindness. It is self-betrayal. So, empathy should soften how you deliver the truth. It should never erase the truth itself. So there's something I've been calling
I think there's a
toxic
lot of
empathy.
great things in here. I will admit that I sometimes do get stuck in the understanding phase. And I think that's mostly because I spent so much time in my childhood being the one that was misunderstood. So like I strive to never be that for someone else, never to be someone who like intentionally or unintentionally misunderstands someone else. And admittedly, I do sometimes, when I get stuck in there, like, I don't know, maybe if it's like a friend or something, like I maybe do lean towards that, like I'm now like protecting feelings and like avoiding conflict just in the name of like understanding and empathy. So this is really more for me, but what do you think of this?
No, I do get this. Yeah. I think that I feel like that is a hard place to be a lot of the time, because like you want to be compassionate and sympathetic and empathetic towards other people, but then yeah, I do agree that you need to have a level of boundaries, or like the ability to deal with conflict, because yeah, like you can say a million times over like that, or that you understand where someone's coming from, or you can even like, you know, maybe intimately understand it, like depending on how close you are to a situation, it, you know, having true empathy, right? Not just like sympathy or compassion, but it becomes like hard, because like where's that line, right? Like that line of like with holding your boundary but then also having compassion. But yeah, I do find that like you do need to hold people accountable a lot of the time to be like, hey, like your behavior is not okay.
I like what he said, that like empathy should help soften your delivery of the truth and should never erase the truth.
Yeah.
That's definitely
I like
something
that.
like I guess I need to work on, just because yeah, I hate conflict and I love
Necessary
being
evil.
the quote unquote understanding one.
You can be both though. Like you can be like, the fact that you can hold a boundary and does not negate the fact that you're a compassionate, empathetic, sympathetic person. Like both of those things. If anything, it just means you don't get steamrolled over.
Yeah.
Like
I guess this is something where I fall into, like I'm one of those people who like never had that for me, and even though I try to be that for other people, it's because I didn't have that example, it doesn't come as naturally to me, even though like I've worked hard to be empathetic. I've worked hard to be like the quote unquote understanding one.
Yeah.
It's just that second half where I'm just like, oh, that's where
the
perhaps the next generation will be better than me.
the hard part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That doesn't mean that you can't work on that though. You know, like it just,
Yeah.
but that would take conscious effort, you know, conscious effort to be like, hey, because like you very much don't like conflict. Like we've talked about many times before, that like you're very conflict avoidant. Like so much so that you do shut down in like conflict, which is just like how you work. But it's that does then become like, can be a problem for you, like really in any setting, right? Like whether it's friendship or work or whatever.
Even just with strangers.
Even just with strangers. Even just like
if you mess up my order, I won't say anything unless like we paid extra for something. Then I'll be like, okay, well, I am quite literally entitled to this. So.
Yeah, like you're not always the most confident in like advocating for yourself, which makes it like that's also hard to watch. But it's also one of those things where it's like, because sometimes in those situations I feel compelled to do it for you, but I'm also like, but you need to do it for yourself too, like And then sometimes it's just a genuine like, I don't actually care, like it's like whatever, like it's not that big a deal kind of thing. But then other times it's like, well, this is more like a conflict avoidant kind of situation. And yeah, that's something I struggle with as well, because I try to, maybe not as much as you do, because I find conflict necessary a lot of the time. Like it's uncomfortable, and I feel like most people don't like conflict. But it's like a necessary thing to do sometimes, like within your relationships. My line is always, when is it okay to confront? Because like he was kind of saying here, like patterns matter. Like you have to be like, oh, if you say something and then nothing changes, well then what are next steps, like that kind of thing. Like I feel like labeling it toxic empathy feels like weird to me.
No, but I get it, because I'm sure people.
Go ahead.
I'm sure some people hear the term toxic positivity and they're just like, well, how could positivity be toxic?
That's true.
But it's just like, it is true that too much of anything is bad.
Yeah,
so.
Like moderation, like anything, moderation. But I think the nuance of this is you can have empathy, but you can also have boundaries. Like you can have both of these things at the same time. It's just one is more like you're giving them multiple passes.
I think it would be easier if like both said parties understood that, but really if only one party understands that and the other one just doesn't,
yeah,
a conversation is almost seem futile.
Yeah, that's also another issue, because it's like because everyone's operating on different levels.
Yeah.
So it's like you have an operating system that is like 3 or 4 years old or whatever, like that kind of thing, and you're just like, well, you're not operating on the same operating system as like someone who is maybe done like a bit more like healing, understanding, whatever of themselves, so, and maybe has an upgraded operating system. But it's just like, I don't know, it's the whole thing is like, I like that idea, but it's like I get the idea, but it's also hard to like articulate.
Yeah. I think, he says a lot of great things here, a lot of things that like are just way beyond some people's comprehension, but because it's so nuanced. Yeah. But I can't say I disagree with much of anything that he said. So.
Yeah. I think that also too that some people don't even get to the empathy part, like what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Like some people don't even get
they don't even get to half the battle.
Yeah, like they don't, because there's a lot of people who are like, they just immediately dismiss like other people and like their struggles and stuff, or they just think that, oh, like you created your own problems, when usually it's a lot more complex than that. Like very rarely is like it just like, oh, you created your own problems, you're just a messy person. Like very rarely like is that like the end all be all, right? So yeah, I can see how this could turn into just being a doormat kind of situation, like if you are too empathetic, too conscious of other people, because not everybody's going to be like that conscious of you, which I think that's kind of why
I think that's what people who do that ultimately want.
Yeah.
And I am speaking a little bit from like my own experience here.
Yeah. Yeah. Where it's like, that's definitely a conversation we've had where it's like other people don't have the same like consideration often that you would maybe like have for other people, but it's like you're not like other people, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's the
I'm
thing.
not disillusioned to the point where like I think other people, I want what I am to other people all the time.
Yeah.
But every now and then would be nice.
Yeah, exactly. Or certain things you're thinking of like is maybe just a common courtesy. Like some people will point out as being like, oh, you're doing like extra or whatever.
Yeah.
When really it's like, is it extra or is it just like a nice thing to do?
Yeah.
Like,
do you have a specific example in your mind? Because I have one.
Oh, I do too. What's yours?
In restaurants?
Yes.
And it's
and the plates.
Yes.
Yeah.
We stack them neatly.
Or just pushing your chairs in. Like,
oh yeah.
That happens a lot where you're like, people don't do that. And you're like, that's basic. Like, same with like stacking of the dishes. It's like,
if I'm just picking up an order from a restaurant and I see a chair that's like pushed out, I'll push it in. If you know, if I'm walking towards it.
Yeah. Exactly. And same with the dishes. It's like, yeah, if this makes it a little bit easier on like the wait staff, it's like, why not do it? Like, it takes me 20 seconds like to do a thing like that, you know? Instead of just like leaving it scattered around the table and it being like annoying for them to have to like reach over, lean over. And then like, and I'm just thinking like, oh, that like, how many times do they have to lean over like every day? Like, that's a lot, right? It's like, lean over, like bend over, like pick stuff up, like that's heavy on like your back and your legs. And it's like, if I can do a small thing to like make it just a tiny bit easier, like especially since they spent the night like, you know, an hour and a half or whatever, like waiting on us, like that's like bare minimum, I think, anyway.
Yeah. This is a small side story. On my birthday, we went to Outback Steakhouse, and you know, we did our thing at the end of the meal, and like I think that was the first time a server like complimented like us on like, oh, thank you for stacking these so neatly, and I don't know, that felt good.
Yeah, that was nice, and like, and like that wasn't necessary for her to say.
And
like,
and yeah, I don't need that. I know they'll appreciate it, hopefully.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was still nice to hear.
Yeah, so nice to hear. Nice of her to say. She didn't need to say that.
Yeah.
Like, because like 9 times out of 10 when they clear the table, like we're already gone. So it's not like we're usually like there to hear that anyway. But
yeah,
I mean, it's nice to know that they probably do appreciate it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just small thing.
Yeah. I think appreciation can be reciprocal.
Yeah, for sure.
And I don't know. It's just respecting others, you know?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Anything else you want to say about that one? Felt like that was a pretty good discussion.
Good. Yeah. That was a good kind of tie-in to the rest of them, I think.
Yeah. I like that. Well, again, happy Pride Month, everyone.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for joining us and listening. That's going to do it for us for this episode. But if you don't want the party to end, consider joining us over on Patreon, where we record for a few extra minutes after the episode ends. Or if you'd rather, you can buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/nuancedafpod. If you're looking for a free way to support, consider joining us over on YouTube, because we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers so that our channel can be monetized. You can find all our links in the description /show notes or at linktree/nuancedafpod. That is linktr.ee/nuancedafpod. Thank you so much again for joining us and listening. And remember, in a world where nothing is black and white, it's our jobs as human beings to find, understand, and be that nuance, because we are all nuance AF.